Hello, welcome to Art 13131. We're in week 10 now, right here. And as you can see, these are the last assignments for the term. Week 11 will be the last week where we're going to use that time to make up prior assignments and finish them and get them to me, and also produce your final, which is to mat and frame your best artwork that you feel is your best piece, or you like the best. I'm going to mat and frame it. So the matting, again, is a cardboard or paper border that goes around your artwork under the frame and glass to the frame. This is a professional way to hang your uh, artwork in an exhibition, so you would be considered professional when you exhibit your work. So that's why we're doing it. And typically in a face-to-face class, we would hang them somewhere at the college or elsewhere for a little exhibition. So that's what we would be doing. And you take a really good, close, clear, straight photograph of that and send that to me so I can see the frame and the artwork behind it, like it was hanging on the wall. In fact, that's a good way to do it. Hang it on the wall and take a good straight picture, not angled or on a table angled away from you. Something straight, like it's hanging on the wall, like you would look at it. Okay, so that's the final. Number 18, 19, and the homework could be done separately, or you could combine two of them or more, two or three. All three you could combine together. So you could do the assignment in color. It could be in color and a figure, a human figure, and it could be something in dance or drama, or theater, or music. You can combine the whole thing into one epic drawing or painting. The media is open if you address all of the aspects that I'm after with each assignment. So color, it would be color of some sort, right? And then a figure is going to show the human figure, but you want to show the shape of the figure, meaning there's going to be shading, whether you're using paint, colored pencils, pastels, whatever, graphite, chalk, um, or charcoal. So you want to show the figure as it is, but you want to show the depth of the shape of the arms, legs, torso, and show some skin so that you can define muscle structure with your shading. And I'm going to provide a video on shading muscle structure. I'm going to show some examples of that. Not that everybody has to have a muscular body necessarily, but nonetheless, you will see some sort of muscles in bare skin, and the rest could have some sort of garment on. But I would like to see your ability to shade the human body figure, and with what you've learned from the video and my examples. Okay, like I said again, I'll say it one more time. You could do these individually. You could do something in color individually. You could do a figure drawing of a human figure in any position. You could do a drawing about dance, drama, theater, or music. So this is or, right? Dance or drama or theater or music. So I'll show you some examples of that. Or you can combine all three, or one or two of them, like do a color drawing something about music, dance or drama, or color figure, or figure dance music, theater, drama, or and then do the color on its own. So you decide. But if you do them all together, I want it to be epic and not really a quick thing. I want to see that you spent a lot of time on it, because these are all, assignments. You should have spent quite a few hours on it and make it really nice and perfect, with everything you've learned about shading, proportions, unity. This is the introduction to color, so I understand that you're experimenting, maybe, if you haven't done it before. All right, so let's look at some examples of all that. Of course, these are color drawings, so I am to believe these are with colored pencils and whatnot. Of course, they're really well done. It's a beginning class, so we're going to work with that. But this is, of course, if you have never seen a color drawing before, here you go. You go to Bing and look at color drawings. Okay? You can get tons of ideas. Shading is done with light and dark tints and shades of a certain color. So if the lion is sort of a reddish brown, there's very light areas and very darker areas to that light, that sort of reddish brown color. And you can still get it done with multiple colors too. There's a darker little area here where the eye is, around the neck, and everything else is picking up more light. So you're working with lighter and darker tints and shades of a certain color or several colors to get that done. Like this has light and dark, orange and yellow, reddish, and then the blue and purple are light and dark areas too. Okay. I'll provide a video on mixing primary colors in paint if you're going to use paint, and you can see what that is too. Okay, so that's color drawing, and of course painting. Again, now we can get abstract with this. If you want to do something in color that has nothing to do with music or the human figure, you could do something abstract or representational. Okay? You're just experimenting with this. But I want to see an experiment. Don't just put a couple of colors down and go, oh, I did it. There it is, a couple colors. Technically all right, but is it interesting? Did you challenge yourself? Is it creative? What does it mean? What does it say? Make it mean something to you. I'm going to ask you, what does that mean to you? All right? Like if you did something like this, that's got to mean something. What does that mean? I don't know. I see sort of a face here. And, this is abstract art, all right? If you're going to do abstract art, have it have some sort of a meaning or a purpose or a feeling or a mood or something that you can relate to and get that over to your audience. So here's a lot of ideas, tons in color. Now, if you can work this into the music and a figure, then you combine them all together, or just music, or the drama, like I was saying before, or something in theater. I'll show you some examples of those too, but let's keep going. The human figure. There's lots of ways to do this. These are studies in movement and how to get that accomplished. There's little sections that make up the body before you're going to shade it. This is just to get movement. Like if you're looking for a certain position or movement, you would do these gesture drawings. Some can be very stick-like, and then they become the full person, or they're skeletal like this one, or they're just movement like this for the hips and torso, chest, arms, and head, and you're just getting a movement and proportion too. Okay, because there's certain proportions to everything. Typically, they go by head length. Okay, so this is the length of a head. Then to about the middle of the chest, there's another length of a head. To the middle of the torso, another length of the head. Down to the pubic area, another length of head. You see how this works? So these are lengths of heads. Of course, everybody's, got a different body, but typically it works out that way. Although some people have real short legs and a big torso and stuff. So you have to, whatever you're drawing from, it should be some sort of model rather than just making it up, unless you're really good about making it up. See, here's another take on the head. That's a head length, right? Head length, head length, head length, and here's your heads over here. So this is how you get your good proportion. So you don't end up with really short legs and stuff if they're not really like that. So use the head length to map that out if you need help with that. Or you're just going to draw what you see, that's fine too, because this is a beginning class. Typically these are made from something you're imagining to draw rather than actually seeing, because you can, if you actually photograph of something, you're going to draw what you see there. And maybe you do reference the proportions with the head lengths just to make sure and back yourself up. All right. So this is, again, measured by the head length to the middle of the breast, down to the belly button area, down to below the pubic area, middle of the calves, or middle of the leg to the knee, down, and then to the just above the ankle. So use those if you have to. They're here. Human figure, that's all I put in. Then there was one where I put the human shading. Now we're getting into muscle structure. So not that everybody is muscular like this, and you want to make somebody up like this, go ahead. But I think you should work from a model of some sort to see the light hitting it. Lights and darks all through this, just like anything we've drawn in this class. Lights and darks represented by dark shadow areas and lighter areas in shading. That's all it is. You've put the dark and light areas together where they belong as you see them, and typically if you're accurate about that and really noticing what you're drawing, it'll show up. It'll make the shape happen. Okay? So even something like this is showing the light source on the body anyway. This has got a lot of contrast, a lot of shadow areas, which makes it very interesting. But there is some muscle structure right here, even though it's not totally muscular. There is a difference here, right here, and here because of the shape of the muscles in the arm and the shape of the muscles in the legs. Okay, I know that's a kind of a hard one to work from if you haven't worked with that before. This is kind of that scratchy, I don't really like it because it's not really accurate, but it is artistic, I guess. Drawerly, like they say, painterly, drawerly. But it's not really accurate. Nobody really has scratchy looking skin like that. If you're after an accurate, realistic texture to skin, it's not going to be scratchy like that. So, you should probably stay away from shading like that and go for the more smoother, smudged look. But this is basically the video I'm going to show is how to shade muscle structure. I mean, huge muscle structure or something even less, okay? But there's a lot of ideas on that. Proportions, shading, okay? But you could be doing something like this. But still there's some light and darks to here where the abs are and a belly button and, under the arm and around the arm here. There's lights and darks that show the shape. And that's what you want to focus in on when you're doing this. Now, you could show somebody dancing doing that. I'll show you some examples of that. Here's a music drawing. So these are drawings that have to do with music. Obviously, there's music notes, there's instruments, there's different things going on here. Abstract. And this would, if you want to go abstract, that would work actually, because we're opening the door for various things. Excuse me. But here's a lot of ideas about music drawings in color. You could show somebody in here as a figure as well. That would work, but there's not a lot of examples of that. You'd have to, that. Or this guy. That's cool. All right, let's look at dance. Which a lot of ballet is used. So, color, figure, dance. There you go. 1, 2, 3. All combined. All right, but you have to have all three for me to combine it. This is really nice. Doesn't have to be ballet. That's probably flamenco. Or flamingo. A lot of ballet. There's some other expression dancing. Nice muscle structure there. This one. Cool. Okay, so here's your ideas on that. Combining them, but you got to have the color, the figure, and referencing dance or music. Theater usually ends up, or drama ends up being the drama faces, the happy, sad, comedy faces, I think they call them. Because you're just staying in that realm. But that's not a human figure-ish. That's just a mask. So the mask is not going to be able to combine with the human figure assignment. But these you want to do them separately. That's fine too. Like I said, so this would be good for the drama or even theater. I don't know what comes up with theater, but this kind of stuff, it's probably not what most people want to do, but I have very little response to theater, but you could do it. Okay, so either you want to combine all of these like I showed you before. You want to combine color, figure, and one of these for the homework, or maybe just color and one of these, or color and figure and do this on the separate one, or do them all separate. It's your choice, okay? All right. Ooh, so I'll provide a video, or a video for next week and talk about finishing up things. I will be reaching out to many of you who are far behind. And hey, here's your grade. You need this many to get a C or a B or an A, you know. And you got 2 weeks here. So I'll be sending that out probably midweek, and sort of a heads up on what your grade is, what you actually need to pass. If you're just wanting a C, if you want more than that, then you shouldn't be this far back in prior assignments anyway. You should have kept up, and several did, but most didn't. Most people have at least a third to do, if not a half to do still. I mean, in the last 2 weeks. It always happens. And then they struggle, and this is why I explained that from the beginning. But you still have a chance. So you got 2 weeks to get everything to me, and we'll be talking to you. Any questions, let me know, and we'll go from there.